Welcome to the pre-match prediction show for Liverpool versus Crystal Palace. In this video, we're going to be talking about the suspected starting 11 for Jurgen Klopp as he now faces a few choices, given we just played AC Milan and we have an upcoming League Cup game against Norwich City on Tuesday. Hey guys, welcome back to Avaricious Reds. If you haven't already liked this video or subscribed to my channel, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. So seeing as Liverpool just played AC Milan and have an upcoming game this weekend against Crystal Palace and then a game on Tuesday in the League Cup against Norwich City, the fixtures are coming thick and fast. And so now is where we're going to really see what this squad is all about. And so I do think that Klopp has a few decisions to make when it comes to the starting 11 for the game this weekend against Crystal Palace. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my starting 11, and I definitely want to hear what your starting 11 is because I have a feeling that we're not going to agree on it, but I do think it's for the best. So starting in goal, I do think it is going to be none other than Alisson. No way that he does not play. At the left back role, I do think it is going to be Kostas Tsimikas. I don't think Robbo's going to play this game because I think Robbo has played a lot of games recently. And so I do think that Tsimikas will start this game with a preview of hopefully starting on Tuesday against Norwich City. In defense, I think that is where things get a little bit trickier because now we have seen recently a Virgil Matip pairing, now a Matip Gomez pairing. And so I do expect another change. And I do think the only person that has not been rotated thus far has been Joel Matip. And don't forget, Matip, Virgil, and Gomez all suffered really bad injuries last year. And so they all need their minutes managed. With that in mind, I do think we are going to see the introduction of Ibrahima Konate. And so I do think it's going to be a Virgil Konate pairing this weekend. And I do think that perhaps against Norwich City, we're going to see Gomez back in the fold. At right back, it is going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold as Nico Williams has an injury, if I'm not mistaken. And there is no way that you really drop Trent based on the way he has played in the last few weeks. Coming up to midfield, again, a few more questions. Remember, against AC Milan, we saw a midfield of Fabinho, Henderson, and Keita. Now, I would love Fabinho to get a rest, but I don't think we have a capable defensive midfielder to fill his role. And no, I don't want to see Henderson there because I think Henderson has shown enough in attack that we don't need to put him at defensive mid. So I do think Fabinho is going to stay in that defensive mid role, but I don't think he will start against Norwich City. So I do think that is where he's going to find some rest. I do think Henderson is going to start on that right side of midfield. Obviously, Elliott is gone for the year, or so we think, but Henderson has always excelled on that right side of midfield, and I expect him to continue, especially after that sweet strike against AC Milan. On the left side of midfield, that's where I'm going to make a prediction, a bold prediction, shall we say, that I think Ox is going to start. I think Thiago came on with a few minutes yesterday, especially after the goal, I think, if I'm not mistaken, after that nice little hug from Jurgen Klopp. He's played really well, no doubt about it. Keita has done a pretty good job, hasn't been outstanding, but has done the role required of him. But seeing as Keita played most of that game against AC Milan, Thiago has had a few minutes recently, and Ox has come on very sparingly. I think he came on in the 83rd yesterday. He hasn't really been playing too much, apart from the first full game at Norwich. And so this weekend is where I think he is going to start on the left side of midfield. Klopp has used him in a 9 before, but let's be honest, that's not his role. He doesn't look comfortable there. And so I think that on the left side of midfield is where Ox can pick up the ball, attack, and add a little bit of, shall we say, a new dimension to the Liverpool team. And so I think it would be really good for him and his minutes to start this game. Now, up front, do we think that we're really going to see any changes. I mean, we saw Divock Origi start. Who thought that was going to happen? No one. I know. Might beg questions as to whether we think that Minamino is going to start against Crystal Palace. Could it be? Could it be? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Mo Salah is going to start on the right as usual, because who would start instead of Mo Salah? There's no one else. Even if Mo Salah needs a rest, I don't feel confident really slotting anyone else into that position. In the middle, obviously Firmino is still hurt. Therefore, I think Jota will keep his place. And hey, Jota has done a great job this season. I think he can be more clinical in front of goal, but I think we will see that as the season goes on. And then on the left side, none other than Sadio Mane. I think he had a good 60 minutes of rest against AC Milan. I think that's probably what we're going to need moving forward, is to manage his minutes so that he becomes a little bit more fresh and is able to give his all and not look so labored at times. But with that being said, he was excellent in our last EPL game, where obviously he was only able to score in the last minute, but he played a fantastic game, and therefore I expect to see more of that moving forward from him. So guys, let me know what you think of that lineup, because I know there's a few changes where I'm saying Tsimikas, I'm saying Konate, and I'm saying Ox. Those are 3 big changes, but I do think Liverpool can obviously handle it. They need to give minutes to their fringe players so that they're fresh. And then obviously a few players who I would like to give a rest to, such as Trent or such as Fabinho and Alisson and Salah. I think all those guys will be rested, or at least the majority of them anyhow, will be rested against Norwich City on Tuesday. So guys, let me know what your starting 11 is, and if you disagree with mine, because I know I have a few bold predictions there. I think we can have a great discussion regarding the defense, because that's probably where most changes will happen. I want to hear what you guys have to say about Liverpool's defense and how it's going to be managed moving forward. Let me know about our midfield too. I think because the forward line is probably where we're all going to be in agreement, so to speak. I think the midfield role is also up for grabs in terms of who we think is starting. So guys, what are your predictions for our game against Crystal Palace? Please leave me your comments below, as I would love to see what you guys think will happen on Saturday. Personally, I think it's going to be a 3-0 win for Liverpool. I've heard good things about Crystal Palace. To be honest, I haven't watched them myself. I've heard a few good things about a young kid, Gallagher, if I'm not mistaken. So I think that'll be interesting to see. Obviously they thumped Spurs 3-0, so they're definitely good. And they're managed by Arsenal legend Patrick Vieira. However, I do think Liverpool are one of the best teams in the league. Being at home against a young squad will do Liverpool all sorts of favors, and Liverpool will come out on top by a score of 3-0. So, guys, if you guys haven't already liked this video or subscribed to my channel, remember, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching and tuning in, and we will see you next time.